Hello and hi. Should we cue the funeral procession music now?
It's obvious news now that Party City is another franchise that has been unalived after surviving for almost 40 years. What I didn't realize until doing some small research is that these stores weren't around for that long and instead only got their beginning in 1986, also from New Jersey, meaning that these stores are specifically mainly attached to millennial culture, and it's yet another piece of the world that we grew up with that is no longer going to exist soon enough.
In the 90s and even early 2000s, they were number one when it came to Halloween and Halloween supplies and costumes. So this is really sad to me, even though I'm not a frequent shopper anymore. We do have different options now, of course. Most commonly, the store that everyone goes to now is Spirit Halloween.
Ironically, its headquarters are also in New Jersey.
I know I always look forward to Spirit Halloween to fulfill my Halloween needs, but I don't want to forget about where we came from. So of course, before it officially closed, I had to take a trip out there myself.
Party City is currently not an important store to me. It's not somewhere that I shop often, and it may seem weird to document the end of another failing store, another place that's filled with useless junk and harmful balloons that are slowly killing our environment and planet, but there's a much bigger, interesting discussion at play here. It's still sad that we're losing all these physical places to go to for things, that the internet, as great and beneficial as it is, has been taken over by capitalism and corporations who are changing the way the world works and forcing us to do everything their way. And yes, all the stuff here is nothing essential, but it's an easier way to make connections through special occasions. We're losing everything that was fun in real life, and I'm sure that's the cynical millennial in me talking, but it's a small place that helped make a lot of memories for many. As consumers, the loss isn't a big one, but it's so much harder for all these people that just found out they're losing their jobs. I've been there. I worked for Vera Bradley for 7 years until our store shut down a few years ago, and even though it was always a secondary part-time job, I used it as a safety net for some extra money. For a lot of employees, it's been their main source of income. And as a consumer, I'm so sick of being forced to shop online for things. It's a great option, but I hate that it's becoming the only option. It's so much harder to tell if a product is made well or what the picture truly looks like, if it's going to last, and other first world problems. The option and illusion of choice is gone.
I hate that we are now limited to Amazon for any party supplies for the most part. Everything is freaking Amazon. I hate it so much. And then of course Walmart and Target, but I haven't stepped foot in a Walmart since pre-COVID. So it's been 5 years since I've stepped foot in a Walmart. I have not spent any money at Walmart in over 5 years now, which is fantastic. I didn't realize that, but I do go to Target. But even that is very limited, and I feel like Target doesn't give us the amount they can't compared to Party City. To be fair, it is a Saturday afternoon that I'm attending this Party City, but I didn't expect it to be as crowded as it actually is. Everyone's trying to get these deals. I do like that the Halloween stuff is 75% though. That's very tempting, but I'm here more for documenting instead of shopping.
You know what's so annoying that they have a cigar here? Because I was looking for a cigar for my Chuck E. Cheese cosplay back in October. No one had it except for Spirit. I know I'm part of a niche market here because 1, I literally live like it's Halloween all year round, and 2, because I cosplay, I'm always on the lookout for props and accessories for the characters I want to do. It was nice to see so much Halloween stuff still available because of course that's what they've always been known for before Spirit took over.
I remember when I was younger looking so forward to getting the catalog, especially around Halloween time. I would look at it in school while I was bored in class to get ideas for what Halloween costume I wanted to be that year.
It was always fun to see the giant wall of all the options you could pick from. Not really practical either, but that's how things were done, and the difference was it was a giant physically printed wall, so we weren't staring at screens trying to figure out what to be for the holiday.
Hilariously enough, especially with how obsessed I am with Halloween, I didn't go into Party City as a child for a couple of years because I was afraid to go back into it. This is my one special story to share that is such a core memory with this stupid store. Back when I was in elementary school, about 8 years old, I became obsessed with vampires. Like that is literally, I discovered my love for bats, and because of my love for bats, vampires. I went reverse. Most people love vampires and then love bats. No, I loved bats and fell in love with the animal and then fell in love with vampires and have been obsessed with vampires from that day It's not changed, it's just gotten stronger. So of course, for Halloween, the following year, I wanted to dress as a vampire. And I was a vampire for a few years. The one thing I can appreciate now, although back then added to a little bit of the scaredness of it, was how decorated these stores get. Party City had the normal costumes in the front, the normal store like featured, but then the one that I used to go to, which doesn't exist anymore, they had the back section that was more of the gothic horror section. I would love it now, but that's where all the vampire stuff was, and I wanted to go in and get one of those fake vampire teeths, the really crappy ones you just put in your mouth. And so I remember going in with my mom after school, ran all the way to the back, and I vaguely remember the section looking really cool because it had that gothic look to it. There was some gray walls potentially, like the cauldrons, like kind of medieval gothic. I keep saying gothic, but it is look to it, and was focused on finding the really crappy vampire teeth that were probably only $1 to buy. At the same time, I'm standing by that section and I hear kids running and screaming, and I turn to look, and across the way was this giant person in a Grim Reaper costume, and I was terrified. I still don't know to this day if it was a worker or just a random person trying on this costume. I have not been able to find any pictures that look like the costume looks like in my mind, but I just remember looking over, seeing him, gigantic face, like it was one of those mega costumes. At least to me, I was still a kid, so my perception could be distorted, but from what I remember, gigantic face, giant Grim Reaper dude, skeleton looking guy. Now would love it. Now would want a picture with him.
This is not 100% accurate, but from searching through Google, these do fit closely to what I remember.
I just remember being frozen for a few seconds, just staring at him and him just staring back, and then running past him as soon as I could to get out of that store. And I did not go back to the store for years. It literally took me years to get back into it. So that is my one core memory that I have with Party City. So as weird as it is, that there is a lot more attached than just a random corporate store going away. I'm sure a lot of people have similar memories, and I would love to hear that in the comments below.
And even though they've always been known for Halloween and birthdays, they've always had stuff for every major holiday.
I hear something, I don't know if it works. Happy New Year.
Oh my god, they're bringing this back. This is so weird that literally everything is coming back in a variation from my childhood.
I always compare it to how I was a teenager in the 80s. I was a teenager in the 2000s when all the 80s revival stuff was happening. How weird it must have been for them to see Frankie Says Relax t-shirts in all the stores again. I had a Frankie Says Relax t-shirt too, and because I actually did the research and knew what it was, even though it was a thing before I existed, the amount of questions I got from everyone in high school asking me who Frankie was insane.
One thing to take note is what's hilarious, this summer is 30% off when it's further away from Valentine's and St. Patrick's Day. Even Dr. Seuss has a deeper discount compared to St. Patrick's Day and Valentine's.
I know it's a big thing in schools still with Dr. Seuss, which is awesome. We appreciate Dr. Seuss here, but it's weird to me.
I don't know how I feel about seeing this fortune teller as Valentine's, because this is my childhood. Fortune tellers were my childhood. We made so many for elementary school.
I also don't have any Valentines to give this to. If anyone wants to be my Valentine, let me know. There's still time. But the fortune tellers here say, good times are ahead. Your efforts will be rewarded. We need that. A fun visit's ahead. You'll get a smile. Oh wait, these are really cute and innocent. You will be happy. These are all very, very positive. I appreciate this. I'm not even a Valentine's person, but I actually like these cards.
And I just spotted something I want to get. I don't need it, but it's so cute.
I don't think you understand my obsession with boba. I love boba bubble tea, and Oh, it's precious. I love this. Okay, you're coming home.
Also, question for everyone that's not American. Is this normal in your countries? Do you have the same amount of patriotic stuff, but just your variation of patriotism? Or is America just weird? It was interesting to see how much the kids' birthday themes have changed from over the years since I was a kid, yet some of them are still the same. Sesame Street is still popular. Barbie is obviously super popular. Anything Disney is still relevant for now. But it was funny to see this internet famous theme, for example. A bit strange for a kid's party, but also RIP TikTok. Seriously, I've been addicted to that app for years. And it could just be our millennial generation, but theme parties don't disappear just because we grew up. A couple of years ago, I ended up planning a birthday for a former boyfriend of mine where I picked up a bunch of video game adjacent supplies from here. A mixture of the level up stuff and Super Mario. I got the 1-Up piñata and a bunch of party favors in it, as well as a bunch of little alcoholic shooters. And all of us 20-some-year-olds had a blast. Even the stuff they have for the general theme parties are really cute ideas. I love planning events and always dreamt about going hardcore when it comes to theming. Doing movie nights where it's themed insanely specifically to what film is presented. I haven't been able to execute it because of my current lack of close location-wise friends. But a lot of the stuff I would have loved to have used as extra decor. Even though the store was a little bit filled with people, I tried to have some fun while I was there, so enjoy me being an idiot. Again. It's so funny seeing so many of these hats, but like genuine. You gotta grab it now for Pride. Okay, I'm ready for the Pink Pony Club now.
To be serious though, I really do have a lot of fond memories, as sure as many other people, because this was the only place that we could go for the most part. Party stores, they were different kinds, and you would have the local ones. I still have a local party store nearby, but again, they're a lot smaller. It's not the same licensees, and it's so interesting that we're losing a really big one that did cater to people and gave us so much stuff to choose from. These discussions are very anti-capitalist, but at the same time still defending it in a way. So with all that being said, let's take a moment of silence for Party City's demise. And as always, I will see you in the next one.